Independent, locally owned New Orleans bookstore Octavia Books offers author events, book signings, and hand-picked books for all ages. OctaviaBooks.com.
Creole Restaurant offers a culinary adventure prepared by a tiny animated French chef. A 5-course dinner experience comes to life at each place setting using projection mapping. Located in the historic Hotel Monteleone. Learn more at creolonola.com.
This program is brought to you in part by the Eugenie and Joseph Jones Family Foundation, a local foundation proud to support education, the arts, and culture in the greater New Orleans area.
Support for this program comes from the Gail and Tom Benson Charitable Foundation, committed to funding educational causes.
Steppin Out is made possible in part by Susie and Pierre G. Villery.
From jazz to jambalaya, theater to galleries.
Steppin Out brings you the best of our local arts and culture scene each week.
Let's step up and step out. Together, keeping WYES strong.
I'm Peggy Scott Laborde, and welcome to Steppin Out with updates from the local restaurant, arts, and entertainment scenes. Joining me, Poppy Tooker, host of Louisiana Eats on WWNO Radio. Hey, Miss Poppy.
Hello.
She's back. Givonna Joseph, founder and artistic director of the music group Opera Creole. Welcome, dear. Good to see you. Hello. Alan Smason, editor of the Crescent City Jewish News and theatercriticism.com. Hello.
Hey.
And at the table for the first time, New Orleans photographer Joshua Mann Pailet, who has opened his gallery for fine photography from the quarter onto St. Charles and is featured in a brand new documentary. Welcome. Hello. Poppy, some holiday culinary news?
Oh, well, it's that holiday time, and there just never is enough time. And my friend, Ann Lloyd, who has had No Lavore on Barone Street near Jackson and St. Charles for many, many, many years now, she is ready to help you with everything that you might need, from hors d'oeuvres to complete holiday meals. She has great holiday food gifts in the shop you can buy. She makes gift baskets, and food is delicious, and she does such a great job. Another thing that she's been doing for years and years and years is having holiday camps. You know, so many people, they don't know what to do with their children. And on Monday, December the 22nd, and the next Monday, the 29th, she's running again her holiday cookie camp from 8:30 in the morning until 11 a.m. And it's intensive, hands-on fun from dough to decorating. The kids will have a great time.
That's such a good idea. Look, oh my goodness, look how precious.
That is precious.
Oh, that is so precious.
I'm telling
what
you.
a good thing for them to do.
Ann's food is delicious, and she's ready to help. Now,
would love that.
also for the kiddos, Birdie's Behind the Bower, which is, of course, on Magazine Street in the Lower Garden District, they're having a party, a holiday cookie decorating party. And that's going to be on Thursday, December 11th from 4 until 5:30 p.m. And the big news would be Santa himself will be there. So there'll be pictures. It'll be great fun. And of course, you know, Peg, every year we have to talk about Réveillon. And this year, those Réveillon dinners are happening all over the city. There are nearly 60 participating restaurants. And I thought we would start off our Réveillon discussion this year with something completely non-traditional, but delicious. And that's Good Catch Urban Bistro. It's in the CBD on Gravier. You can have such a wonderful holiday time. You can go downtown, see the lights on Canal Street, visit the lobby at the Roosevelt, and then have Réveillon at Good Catch with, it's such a deal, 5 courses for $67.
That is a deal, Pop.
And you add on wine pairings for just $36. They have a great innovative cocktail program. But, oh, Chef Am's food is so beautiful. The first course for the Réveillon dinner is Gulf shrimp satay. And the second course is the tom kha soup or a sweet corn salad. But Peggy, there are too many choices for the third course. I think what you really have to do is just bring a bunch of people with you so everybody can taste it all, from jumbo lump crab curry, short ribs with 5 spice, lobster pad thai, and then of course the dessert, Thai spiced pumpkin pie. Really and truly, it'll be a special meal, a special evening. I can't wait to go eat it myself.
Oh my goodness. And you know, I like the idea that it's through January 4th, because sometimes after the holidays it's like, none are left.
Still want to have a little fun.
Right,
Yes,
right.
indeed.
And be sure to just Google Réveillon dinners, and it'll come up with all
Of the 60
listings. It's
restaurants,
just
and we'll have more Réveillon talk next week.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Givonna, speaking of the holidays, you and your crew are preparing something very, very special. Set it up for us. We do have an exclusive clip of rehearsal, but tell us what we can expect.
Well, my daughter, Aria Mason, co-founder of Opera Creole, has always dreamed of doing Margaret Bond's Ballad of the Brown King. And she wanted it to be special for kids, so we sing the piece, which is about 30 minutes, and then there's a tea for families, children and their parents and grandparents. But we added a special thing. We have Norman Robinson coming as the Brown King, King Balthazar of the Three Wise Men. He's going to come and visit with the kids and give them a little edible gold, frankincense, and myrrh.
Oh, how fun. Okay. Well, we're going to see an excerpt from this.
Yes, a rehearsal.
Yeah, where were you rehearsing, just so we set this up? One of the churches?
Yes, on Carrollton.
Okay, local
sorry.
church. A local church.
It'll come to
That's
me, yes.
okay. Let's take a look.
It'll come to me.
Of the 3 wise men who came to the king, one was a brown man, so they sing.
And we noticed that Stephen Edwards is conducting.
Yes,
Wonderful.
Stephen
He gets around.
He's wonderful. He's on our board, and he's always willing to work with us. And
How old is Opera Creole, the organization?
Opera Creole, we're in our 15th season, believe it or not. Yes,
Congratulations.
yes.
Now, I know we're going to show some of the cast members actually in some still photographs, but you've got some amazing opera singers who perform all around the country,
All
too,
around
don't
the
you?
country, yes, indeed. We have some of the best. You know, I tell people it's in the Mississippi water. We just seem to make good singers.
Yes, we have
New
fine
Orleans.
schools, too.
Yes.
Huh? Some of the great schools as
And
well.
I told, when I spoke with Norman Robinson, I said, now, what happened was King Balthazar was on his way following the North Star to Bethlehem, but he looked over to the west and he saw this other star constellation that looked like a king cake. And he decided, maybe I should go over there and investigate before I go back to Bethlehem. So
Here we
he's
are.
coming
Look at
to New
that.
Orleans.
Talk about, and there's a Taylor. I see Taylor.
Yeah, Taylor J. White, Joshua Stays, and Valencia Pleasant are our soloists, and Anna Briscoe is our pianist.
Yes, we saw Anna in that video as well.
Yeah.
Just very, very talented. And who's that attractive young lady standing next to you?
That's my wonderful daughter, Aria Mason.
Who's a wonderful singer as well, isn't she? Yeah,
absolutely.
Now, we should point out where this is. I think this is important, this venue.
Yeah, it's at the New Marigny Theater on Murray Street, 2301 Murray
right off
Street.
St. Claude.
Yes. And
there's
they have
parking
been,
too, isn't
yes,
there?
and they've been wonderful to work with. We really appreciate them a lot.
And so eventwa.com and operacreole.org for tickets, but this includes tea. It's the performance and the tea and some goodies and stuff.
And the tea and goodies and fun. And also, we while we're eating and having tea, the string students from Homer Plessy School is going to come and play as well. So it's going to be a really nice afternoon.
Wonderful, thank you. And turning to Joshua, gee whiz, Joshua, we were always so used to going and visiting your gallery in the quarter, but talk about big news. Now, I used to think of it as the Piggly Wiggly, okay? Right there at St. Charles and Cherokee. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. It's a beautiful spot.
How many years now?
This is my 51st year.
And as I told you, oh my goodness, we could spend the whole half hour talking about, because there's Joshua, the proprietor, okay, and really one of the earliest, if not the earliest, gallery for specifically photography in the country, okay,
right.
Plus a very talented, of course, photographer too. And we should quickly just mention these two books, I See America, and we'll be showing you that a little bit later too. But also the World's Fair book that you did, and these are still available, which is great. So you can see some of his photography as well. But we're going to show the interior of this amazing space. And I remember very early on, you were handling, and you are handling, okay, the works of such illustrious folks as Ansel Adams, Elliott Erwitt, Herman Leonard. Oh my gosh.
Henri
Cartier-Bresson, Curtis. I mean, some of the really early photography from the late 1800s, right?
In fact, right now I have one of the earliest photographs ever made by William Henry Fox Talbot.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah,
okay, so you're a collector as well?
Oh, yeah.
I figured it had to be. This color, did you choose that color?
Yes.
Love it, love it. Okay, but you can see, I mean, obviously some of these are clearly, historic in their own way. I was really stunned. There is, in addition to all of this, there's something else to celebrate, because there's a documentary, Photo NOLA events coming up. Actually next week. And very exciting, because it's a series of events for local photographers. But anybody interested in photography, you can learn more about them on their website, PhotoWorks. But Chasing a Light, a life through photographs is going to be shown. Constance Lewis is the documentarian, and she followed you around, and this is quite a documentary. And so you get to see it actually free. And look at that, Duke Ellington, the incredible Herman Leonard.
Nice.
But in this documentary, what I wanted to point out is the fact that I know you were friends with Herman Leonard, and just a few days before Katrina, you had convinced him to have those negatives, his negatives, brought over to the Ogden. And sadly, the late great Mr. Leonard lived right by the lakefront. Now, not all of the lakefront flooded, but because of the levees and everything else, his house did.
He had 12 feet of water in his house. So he lost all the original photographs. But his negatives, fortunately, have been put at the Ogden Museum.
Yeah,
Wow.
Incredible, incredible, yeah. So thankfully that got saved. But congratulations. Once again, Wednesday night, next Wednesday at the New Orleans Museum of Art. Well, first of all, here's where you are. Okay, some important information here. Go to your fine website, okay? But then also, if you want to see this documentary, Wednesday, December the 10th, there's a talk right before it at 6 about the photographer Dawood Bey. There's an exhibit of photographer Dawood Bey. And then right after, though, you get to see this, and it's a little over an hour.
It's about an hour.
And it moves. It really moves, and you're it. and there's so much to say.
It's
and
a
so
great
much to
history
talk
of
about.
photography.
It really is, but especially the whole idea of not everybody thought photography was important enough to collect.
That's correct.
And some amazing information and interviews with John Bullard, who knew that as a young head of the New Orleans Museum of Art, and you knew it too.
Yep.
But not everybody did.
Nope. John put together a great collection at our museum.
So it just absolutely incredible. But go see your art, of course. Your photography is on display as well. We should point that out. So just go see all the work. How many photographs do you have up right now?
We probably have over 100 up right now.
That's plenty.
Yes.
And how many negatives do you have? Do you have any idea?
Did I personally take? Over 300,000.
Oh, over 300. Let me ponder that. Over 300,000. Wow.
With the real negatives. Yes.
Incredible. And in terms of the history of Josh Pailet, we should say started on Magazine Street.
That's correct.
Went down to the quarter, 2 different locations, but the second one much longer.
Yes.
Okay, on Chartist, but you were on Royal.
Yes.
And then now back uptown.
Yes. Full circle.
Congratulations.
I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. We're thrilled you're here. And moving on to Mr. Allen.
And I love photography because they take things that are negative and make them into art.
Okay.
So, since the last time we were here on the air, the Crescent City Theater Awards were held right here at WYES TV studios. And we had an amazing night toasting our Lifetime Achievement Award recipient, Ricky Graham, who was very gracious. And we see him here with Becky Allen. And, of course, you, Peggy, presented Kelly Fushi with her Theater Educator of the Year Award. We see her here with her dad and her husband, along with other family members. And we also celebrated the actors like Edward Carter Simon, who won for Best Leading Actor in a Play for Kingdom of Earth. And he's seen there with Kimberly Kay at the left there, the writer and singer who has been going through some health challenges, and we wish her well. Of course, the stars were out celebrating, including TV and film actor Lance Nichols, his wife Zardis.
Great to see that.
Who is a member of our awards review team. Tori Hayward won along with Tanaj Wallace for the Colored Museum. Naj was sick, unfortunately, as did April Louise for Best Featured Actress in a Play. The Best Musical, that went to Anything Goes at Tulane Summer Lyric Theater. And you can see in the group there, Jeanne Buisson, who also won as Best Director of a Musical for Le Petit's Beautiful. Here's a shot at the end of the night with our excellent MC, Marshall Harris to the left, and Denise and Manuel Potts. Manuel, of course, designed our wonderful logo. Catherine Talbot, who's part of our board, and I in the center. It was a great night. Again, we will do this all over again because the 2025 productions will be honored coming up in March when we move to a permanent slot in the spring. So, again, keep that on your mind right there. Mark down your calendars, March the 30th of 2026. Now, yesterday, there was some very big news coming out of 2 theater companies, namely Rivertown Theaters for the Performing Arts and Jefferson Performing Arts. The reason was the announcement that Gary Rucker announced that he was leaving Rivertown to accept the job as the managing director of the West Wego Performing Arts Theater and Teatro Wego. And, of course, if you're interested a little bit more about Gary, he'll be starring in the show as George Bailey in Ricky Graham's award-winning It's a Wonderful Life, y'all. Because that won for Best Play of the Year. And then he's going to be mounting the regional premiere of Disaster in January and All Shook Up in March at Rivertown. He begins his new position at JPA sometime after summer or in the fall. So if you want to see that play that won Best Play, it's really recommended you see that. It opens tomorrow night. David Hoover and Vatican Loki are in supporting roles. Just a really fun show and very locally set for that film, of course. It's a Wonderful Life, y'all. Speaking of JPA, there will be an opportunity to meet Santa and his elves at every one of the performances of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. It's a holiday show based on the TV special that is directed by Chris Shaw and stars Jimmy Murphy. Now, that Santa Claus looks a little familiar. Louis de Dawson had maybe something to do with that Santa. We're not quite sure. But families can pose with Santa and the Elves for a $35 fee. That includes photos that will be prior to each one of the shows for Rudolph. That continues until the show ends on December the 14th. But they're also doing something really special. They're collecting non-perishable food items and gently worn or new winter coats for children during the run for Rudolph, as well as for the shows for the Nutcracker that takes place later on in the month. If you need more information, call 504-885-2000 and ask for Ness. That's as in Elliot Ness, and she'll take care of everything you need there. Okay, so a coat and non-perishable drives continues again also at the Nutcracker, so keep that in mind if you don't make it earlier in the month. Also, later in the month, you need to be aware of the fact that the Big Easy Boys and their show, Christmas in New Orleans with the Big Easy Boys, will be playing only 4 times at Rivertown, and so we want you to make sure you check that out again at 7:30 on December the 11th and the 14th, and then again on the 19th, and then on Sunday the 21st, very close to Christmas, at 2 p.m. So there you have all of the Christmas happenings, what's going on. And of course, we remind everybody that there's a lot more than that we discussed that is going on, teas and things of that sort at the World War II Museum. But it's a great time of year.
And you have some special guests on your NOLA Theater Talk?
Yeah, I wanted to mention that we will have on the NOLA Theater Talk Show, which you can see on Facebook and also on YouTube, Robert Wagner and others will be talking about an upcoming series of productions of Amal and the Night Visitors.
And he's on next week.
And he'll be on, I think, on the show here next week. And again, also Rich Arnold and some of the Big Easy Boys will be available on the show as well to talk about what they're going to do at Rivertown.
Wonderful. And thank you so much.
you.
And I will kick off my picks of the week tonight. The Christmas market at Deutsches Haus will take place this Friday through Sunday. Great shopping, music, mulled wine, and other refreshments. Okay. And the Black Film Festival of New Orleans goes from the 6th through the 14th. Among the stars, Wendell Pierce and Tank Ball, as in Tank of the Bangas. The annual Mid-City Art Studios open house will take place on Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. 4436 Toulouse, I believe at North Murat. 22 artists. It's really worth visiting. The Manning Family Children's Parade is Saturday morning at 11 a.m. in the Quarter and downtown. NOLAHolidayParade.com for the map that you'll see. It goes through the Quarter and onto Canal Street. On Saturday, jewelry designer Patrice McMurray. I'm actually wearing earrings and necklace of her. We'll show you when we come. Here we go. Look, beautiful earrings and necklace. I'm a big fan. Okay, she's having her annual show and sale from 11 to 5 at 949 Harding Drive. But you can also make an appointment by calling or texting her at 319-3227. That's 504. And a fundraising dinner for Lane's Furry Friends Rescue Shelter featuring Vince Vance is Saturday. There's only 50 tickets left, they told me, at the Jefferson Orleans. For tickets, you have to text 504-472-1921. Poppy, your picks, dear.
Well, if it's a little chilly outside and you're looking for some warmth, next Wednesday, December 10th, there'll be a tiki takeover at Revel Cafe and Bar. And, of course, the hamburgers are great, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
I vouch for that.
I know you know Revel.
There's only 4 shows to see the Victory Bells at BB Stage Door Canteen this holiday season. You have a chance to enjoy a delicious buffet for $68, including the show, or just for the show, $22. That's going to be shows opening around 11:45 with the buffet. The show should be around 1 o'clock. Wednesday, December the 10th and 17th, and Monday and Tuesday, the 22nd and 23rd. Have a happy holiday season out there, and I'll see you at the theater.
All right. I have just a few more picks. 'Tis the busy season, huh? The New Orleans Jazz Museum's Improv Gala will take place Saturday evening, featuring Kermit Ruffins, Dee Dee Bridgewater, and the list is very, very long of other illustrious local musicians. You'll also be able to see the new exhibit on the music of Storyville, and I know Sally Asher, our friend, had something to do with that as well. Go to nolajazzmuseum.org/gala for tickets. Singer Kathy Gianfala Carriere, we were to play together way back when. She'll be performing her tribute to John Denver and songs from her new Christmas album on Sunday at 2 p.m. at the East Jefferson Regional Library. That's in West Napoleon. She'll also be at Barnes & Noble the next week, I believe that's the 13th, on Veterans at 1 p.m. with her CD at Barnes & Noble. We at WYES were very saddened to learn of the passing of audio engineer Andres Calandria, who had been a longtime staff member and the voice of WYES. And continues to be. You'll hear his voice from time to time on WYES. Here is a clip from our documentary, Growing Up in New Orleans, in which he reminisces about living in the Pentaba apartments on Jackson Square.
Jackson Square was my playground, and it was a real kid place. You could go meet your friends, and children were just everywhere. I rode my bicycle in Jackson Square. When I was old enough, I was given a key to the front door and attached to my skate key, and I'd go down and learn to skate in Jackson Square.
We loved Andy. We will certainly miss him, but what a voice. And Alan, we were talking about his mentor was Gay Batson.
Yes.
That classical voice, but also Andy had been a radio announcer.
On WTIX.
J. Andrew Michael?
J.
was that-
Andrew Michael, yeah. And again, if you go back far enough, the connections that we make. Jay Batson was the voice of the meeting of the courts, and of course you now
We're doing
have that honor.
And Andy's voice is the first voice you hear because he introduces the program. You hear this voice. So, boy, sorely missed. Such a sweet guy. And his parents were very talented artists, and he always carried forth that legacy and kept the drive alive for their memory, too. And a very whimsical note, a quick nod to my friend Sue Thomas, who was following tradition of wearing creative hats, a creative hat that she made on Thanksgiving at the fairgrounds. The paper is Parkway Poor Boys paper. Yeah, Justin. And on the back, apparently, is a saying that's popular on TikTok, I understand, too. So it's a little hard to see it. But anyway, but it's so much fun to be out there and the traditions of wearing hats. I bet I was out there one year. It's just really, really great fun. Anyway, great to see you all. And thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching.
Steppin Out is made possible in part by Susie and Pierre G. Villery.
From jazz to jambalaya, theater to galleries.
Steppin Out brings you the best of our local arts and culture scene each week.
Let's step up and step out. Together, keeping WYES strong.
Support for this program comes from the Gail and Tom Benson Charitable Foundation, committed to funding educational causes. Creole Restaurant offers a culinary adventure prepared by a tiny animated French chef. A 5-course dinner experience comes to life at each place setting using projection mapping. Located in the historic Hotel Monteleone. Learn more at creolonola.com.
This program is brought to you in part by the Eugenie and Joseph Jones Family Foundation, a local foundation proud to support education, the arts, and culture in the greater New Orleans area. Independent, locally owned New Orleans bookstore Octavia Books offers author events, book signings, and hand-picked books for all ages. OctaviaBooks.com.